So what we have is we have the point class and we have our tester. We made one point object that has a 4 in it and a 5 in it, and we printed it out, right? And we can like go ahead and make more objects, right? Just like a set of track houses, you can make as many objects as you want. If you took the Python class, then if you remember in that density game, each of those pills was an object, right? And we had a pill class that was the blueprint, and then in our game loop, every iteration of the loop, we made a object of type pill, and we blitted them onto the screen, right? There was a bunch of them, and so the point is that you can have as many objects as you want, right, of this class, which is the purpose of it, right? So we say point b is equal to new point, and I can maybe give it a 8 and a 9, right? And then I will print out his instance variables using the toString. So I will run that, and then come over here, and you can see here is my first point object, and then here is my second point object. I don't think that's working correctly, but okay, so that should be a y there. Okay, so now I'll compile, come over here, and I'll run. Yeah, so we got 4, 5, and then we have 8, 9 on the second object. Okay, so the point that I want to make now is that when you go ahead and create a object of type point, it's going to jump over here to the constructor. It's going to pick a memory location, like a free space in memory, and it's going to load in the x, and then following that memory location, it's going to load in the y. Okay, and then it's going to run the constructor to initialize those two variables to their appropriate values. And so when we go ahead and make our second point, it is going to run the constructor, pick another memory location in your computer. It's going to put x into the first memory location, y into the following, and then set them both equal to the appropriate values depending on which constructor you use, right? So p is equal to a memory location, all right? So then if I don't have my toString, right, what's going to happen here when I print things out? Well, let's find out. So I will run that. It is going to print out the memory location of the point P in your computer, right? A memory location. So then this is hexadecimal, which is like base 16 number, right? And so we didn't really go over that yet, but it's pretty straightforward. All you need to really know is that this represents a really big number, okay? Like 5,789,789,000. I don't know. It's just a big number. Okay, because like there's a lot of memory locations in your computer, and so that is the reason why when you say if string 1 is equal to string 2, right, you'll do something. That why this does not work, right? Why? Because a string is an object, and an object contains the memory location of the beginning of that set of instance variables. So this would be a memory location, and this would be a different memory location, and they will never be equal unless there's something wrong with your compiler or the way that your programming language was designed. This would never be true, right? So what do we need to do? We need to use a string method called .equals. And then what that does is it takes this guy's array, his instance variable array, and compares it with this guy's instance variable array, right? The array at this memory location, and then the array at that memory location. And then it like runs a for loop, checking each element in the array if they're equal, and if they are all equal, then this function this method returns true, all right? So if we're looking at it in graphical form, right, we're over here. Let's go ahead and delete this. We're over here, and we make our point P, right? And P is equal to a memory location. This is point P, right? And then if you look at the variable P, it contains this memory location. And then if you go to that memory location, the first variable is x and it's equal to 4, and the second variable is y and it's equal to 5, and then there might be some additional spaces for additional instance variables, right? And then we make point P, B, and then B is equal to a different memory location, right, over here, B. And then if you go to that memory location, x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 9, right? So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and make that clear before moving forward.